Welcome back to Instant Replay Live. We're playing Star Fox 64. Joe has the controller.
That's me.
And I'm Nick, just sitting here and rambling on about nothing.
This is one of my weird, so I just go into the other level about having to use the submarine, like having these different ships in general, but this is a really cool designed level.
Yeah.
And because I got here with the route I did, Kat will come here.
Oh, nice.
If you come here from the other side, you never meet her, so she doesn't help you out here.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, super cool.
Any game where your choices have story impact. I mean, it's just what we lack in gaming right now, and I've said it 1,000 times before, but this is a game that makes your choices matter. And it doesn't feel like the kind of game that would. Like, no one would call this an RPG, but it has more organic and natural choices and consequences than most RPGs. So I think it's fair to say this is an RPG. Which is, you know...
Oh, I'm on the wrong way.
Oh,
that's right.
Makes it one of my favorite games.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it does feel like it's just that, that knowledge also that there's so many different ways to go. As soon as you beat the first level and you're like, oh, I'm going that way instead of that way, and you're just like, oh.
Now I'm going to play this again.
Yeah. And we're such suckers for, there she is.
Yeah.
We're such suckers for getting to, see everything, and I gotta remember what the hover button is.
Not you again, Falco.
What's the hover
you
button?
And girls.
Oh, I gotta do both of the rolly buttons at the same time. Alright, well, I forgot. That's alright.
I think she says the same thing about Falco in both times she shows up. Is that any way to greet a girl?
Yeah. Is it, though?
Yeah.
Maybe this game's trying to make a point about women's...
Does Kat show up in any other Star Fox game that you know of?
No, not to my knowledge, but I haven't played them all. Maybe she shows up in Command or something.
Maybe. We'll have to... I think I should probably get that game.
Command?
Yeah, that's the new one, right? Oh, no, what's the newest one?
Shit, I don't even know what it's called.
Well, Star Fox Wii U. Which got bad reviews. I think it'd be fun to just try it out. So... might pick that one up. Joe, you ever lose a booger?
Lose a booger? Like you flick it and you don't know where it went?
Yeah. Or just more like, when you feel it in your nose and you're not necessarily trying to blow it out yet, you're on your way to get a tissue, or you're going to go get a tissue eventually.
And you're where'd it go?
Well, you feel it in there, and then you you get one of those huffs for whatever reason. Maybe you physically exerted yourself, maybe you laughed. And it's just gone. It just launches out, and you don't know where it is. It just was a weird thought I had, because I had that happen to me the other day. And there was just a lost booger. And then 2 days later, Rachel yelled at me and was like, "There's a booger in the sink!" I think it was mine. I think it was the booger I lost. As I made my way into the bathroom. And, it's just I gotta get my nose fixed. I got too many boogers these days.
You have a lot of nose problems.
Yeah.
You're just telling me off episode about your nose crack. You got a hole in your nose or something?
So I used to have nosebleeds as a kid because I have like so many people do. You just have a thin membrane in your nose, and if it dries out, it can crack, and then you get your nosebleeds. That's just normal medical science. Lots of people have it. It doesn't make me a nerd. Shut up. But it happened to me a lot. I usually have 2 to 3 a year at school. Two a year, probably 1 to 2 more likely. I'm just gonna keep reducing it. 0 to 19 a year. But I would have a couple every year, and it was obnoxious and a little embarrassing, but it wasn't a big deal. Then it stopped happening for many years. Or at least with less frequency. It'd be 1 every 3 years or something like that.
So I gotta get all these switches now. Okay, so this is... Oh, Kat, what are you doing? Get out of the way!
Shatter. Is that any way to greet a girl?
Okay, she got that one for me.
Good, nice.
Okay, she got the left, you take the right, hon. Okay, cool.
Hun? That apparently counts as the right.
Alright, that's 4. I gotta get all these to get to the next area.
Nice.
Or the next secret area.
Secret, yeah. So what am I saying? So I, have recently discovered that, basically anytime I blow my nose, or anytime I, Did you? Oh, 5. Unless she got it.
Maybe. Maybe she didn't get it.
Yeah, because we haven't seen it anywhere, so hopefully.
They're really hard to find sometimes, though.
Anyways, blow my nose or whatever, there's blood in it.
Yeah.
Because instead of having the active nosebleeds I used to have where it's just fountaining blood out, I instead apparently have a permanent nosebleed now where there's just the nerve endings, or not the nerve endings, the blood vessels in my inside of my nose are at the surface, like level with the skin, and they just kind of rupture and seep, and it's super fucking disgusting.
Really gross.
But then, like, because it's seeping so slowly, it hardens up and, you know, scabs over, and so now I have just like crusty blood in my nose at all times, and it makes me sound like I'm a little congested sometimes. It makes it like mixes with boogers and makes bloody gross red boogers. It's fucking disgusting. And apparently this happens to like 1 in 7 people. Like, it's super common, even though I've never heard of it before.
Yeah, that's tough. I get a lot of nosebleeds, but I don't know that I have any kind of condition that I'm aware of that causes it.
Well, I mean, if you have nosebleeds, you have the condition of having thin membranes, right? Like, that's already in play.
Hey, my membranes are just fine.
Yeah. Well, mine are so thin that the blood vessels are just like right there, and so they're super like sensitive to anything happening, and they crack and bleed. And there's a solution to this, which is chemically burning your nose, the inside of your nose. And apparently it like feels like a real hard pinch, and then it's done, like, because it kills all the like nerve endings as well. So it doesn't take long for it to not hurt.
Yeah.
And like even kids will get it, and like, you know, it's not a big deal.
Right.
Like, but yeah, so they take like a hot piece of metal, and they put some chemical on your nose with this hot metal, and it just like singes it. I looked up some videos online, which was the biggest fucking mistake. Like, why would I do that, right? Because it just makes it seem like you see pink flesh inside the nose, and then they stick this thing down on it with the chemical, and it burns, and all of the flesh turns white and dead. And it's so surreal, like how fast it happens. But anyways, that's what I need to have done to me. So I'm gonna have a in and out procedure. It takes 20 minutes, but to have my inside of my nose chemically burned so that I can stop being congested with blood boogers.
Are you surgery squeamish? Okay, so I did miss one of those.
I'm squeamish. I don't go to doctors ever.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, fuck that. You know? Like, it's, I don't want to do any of that. So, okay, so you're on the...
Back to the normal track.
Yeah.
That's cool. I got to see Cat. I'm happy with this path.
Yeah.
And I got to miss the level that was like the hardest thing in the world. So, early in the game, you have this like scene right out of Independence Day, the big saucer.
And Wolf is there.
Up. You fight him there. If you don't fight him there, then he attacks you later on when you have to blow up this missile defense system.
Nice.
And it's brutal, because like those two things... Oh wait, this is it. Oh, fuck.
Oh. Whoops.
So, this is actually really hard.
Oh, I remember. This isn't that bad.
No, it's really hard.
Use your bombs on these things, and they blow up in like bombs. One hit. But you don't have to keep
This
circling.
is not the problem.
Yeah, but I mean, this kind of gets you there faster. I usually have a lot of bombs, maybe not, but I don't know if you can carry bombs over from level to level, but I feel like I just always use my bombs on these things.
Oh, you know what? I need to go the other way so I can get this slower. Because this whole entire thing is actually rotating.
Isn't it amazing, like, I guess because they move the camera with you and it's very, like, progressive, and then this is a weird, not forward progressing level, but you compare the flying in this to, like, Shadows of the Empire, where you fly the A-Wings in Star Wars, you know? And this just feels so much better.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Okay, there we go. That took a long time.
Not that that's like a bad game. I do love that level, but it's just a weird, like, it doesn't feel anywhere near as good. They made some drastic choices that...
So this is what I do. You gotta lead your shots a little bit because it's rotating. But yeah, this is so much more complex, and it feels like the dogfight, you know, that you've earned by being a badass pilot. Oh, Falco, come on,
guys. At least shoot the goddamn electrical charging shield generator. Who puts their shield generators on the outside of the shield?
Well, that's good for me. Oh no!
Like, everyone in space does that. Put your shield generators...
Where'd it go?
Inside the shield.
I need that so bad.
I think it's probably gone. For good. This does feel very Death Star, though. The
I'm
big,
probably
like...
playing this level.
Oh. You're alright. You're fine, Joe. Don't be
Wolf hasn't shown up yet.
Don't be a pansy about it.
He will destroy my entire team.
No one stays dead. They just go back for repairs.
Yeah, but next level's the final level.
Right, and then they're not there. Yeah, that does suck. So are you gonna intentionally lose if you...
Oh, I'm just saying I'm going to lose.
Okay. That's fine. That happens. That happens on this channel a fair amount, as a matter of fact. Man, we're already almost done. So I've been, I read this weird thing that, like, I thought was an interesting topic. Are you familiar with the concept of pro-social games?
Like, being, like, for social games?
Not being for social games, but being for society. Like games that are pro-social. So there's it's a classification of games effectively by a social scientist that are games that are considered to be helpful. Well, you're playing a character who is working for the betterment of that character's society in non-violent ways, often or sometimes. Super Mario Sunshine is a classic example of a pro-social game. Like, you're cleaning up while you go along. Like, you are fighting stuff still, but you're also doing the cleanup stuff. So they did this study where they had a bunch of people play pro-social games, and they had people play anti-social games like Call of Duty and various other games. And then they had them take a questionnaire afterwards.
Yes.
And the people who played the pro-social games versus the people who played the anti-social games went out of their way, or said they would go at least, out of their way more often to help people there, whereas the anti-social gamers were like, nope, they're on their own. Like, if they see a problem, they would walk away from it, or whatever. They gave anti-social answers. And I don't know how I feel about that, because I've always been like, if you're gonna be a jerk, you're gonna be a jerk regardless of what game you play. Like, the games don't, you know...
Sure.
Like I'm very anti, like, oh, they played Doom and now they shut people at their school. Like, that's such a stupid concept. Doom has never made me want to hurt another human being. But with online gaming and the whole, like, the vitriol of voice chat that we see now, like, are we maybe building up a world where it is, like, easier for someone to be aggressive towards other people? I would just let your team die and attack the...
No, I want them... I want to beat it with them.
Yeah, desire. But look, you gotta think antisocially here for the win. GTFO, noob. Lulz. It's a weird thing. And then there's studies on, like, 4chan and stuff, too, as, like, does that hurt people's social behavior? And the idea that the things you do in online gaming and the things you do on online websites... That was weird. It didn't. The things you do on websites have an effect on your basically your brain over time. Like, you develop neural pathways towards aggression that is just easier for your brain to send thoughts through.
Yeah.
And then so in other more normal situations, you might use those aggressive pathways on otherwise not so aggressive, you know, things.
So you're trying to give me a thesis on this scientific concept while
you're fighting this level.
What I've already said is the hardest level.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
It's a weird concept, though, because I don't know if I fully buy it. Like, I mean, I buy that it probably does have statistical results in their study, but I've played a lot of games where I was very angry when I was at, like, my most pro-social. Like, in college, I would play shooters a lot. I played a lot of Counter-Strike and other games, and we would talk about, you know, ripping each other apart and, you know, whatever. I don't want to say rude things I said, but we would say all these things to each other and just shit talk. And then I would go outside and a homeless person would ask me for $1 and I'd give it to him. You know, like, I'm not saying that's like a great thing I did. I'm saying there were times in my life where I was still pro-social behavior immediately after anti-social gaming. So is that just like, well, that's me, and I'm not statistically, you know, significant as an individual, but if you look at the bigger swath it's worth paying attention to, or is it not? I don't know, man. It's my job to talk.
Yeah.
You're playing the game, I'm rambling.
Yeah, I just wish I could respond to you, but I absolutely cannot.
Yeah. We'll have to save it for a podcast someday. Come back to this concept of pro-social gaming. It's a weird one. You know what else, though?
What's that?
When are most football games played?
This time of year, fall?
Sure, yes. What day of the week is like the big football day for a stadium game?
Depends on which if it's pro football, it's Saturday and Sunday, right? And Monday.
It's pro football, and it's Sundays. It's the big day for stadium games. It's like the biggest attendance, the biggest everything. What days of the week are Chick-fil-A open?
Sunday?
No, they're not.
No, they're not open Sunday. I meant
Yeah.
I thought you figured you meant.
So I guess I wish I had the full fact here because I don't remember, but some football stadium just put in a Chick-fil-A.
I heard about this. Yeah,
Such a weird idea. Like, who are they selling that to? I mean, certainly there are games on other days. There are other events that happen at stadiums. It's worth that. But just to think, like, every Sunday in football season, they're going to be passing by an empty Chick-fil-A. Thousands and thousands of people.
It's pretty impressive, honestly. Nick, can you look up how to do the barrel roll, but the move where you actually like dip, duck, dive. The one where you
dodge
roll,
a ball.
You turn around so you can get the thing behind you. That's the move that I just did. That Falco's out. Fucking goddamn it, Falco.
Okay. Do you need it now or the?
Nah. Yes,
okay.
There's still. Let's see, what's the one that? How do I do the one? I want to do the one that like just loops, so you go the same direction, but you.
Oh, the like.
So you get behind the guy who's chasing you, because it's really like necessary for this fight, and I don't know how to do it.
Okay, we can figure that out. Talk for a moment.
Well, so this Wolf just said one of the coolest, the rudest insults in a video game. He like, this is Nintendo, and Wolf says, "You're going to be seeing your father real soon, Fox."
Shit.
And it's just like, holy shit. Like, that's so good.
A somersault appears to be using both the control stick up and the X button, but first you have to tap up on the D-pad, so up on the D-pad.
There is no X button.
Oh, I'm sorry. It shows an X on here for some reason. Is that?
GameCube?
Oh, that's 3DS mode. I'm sorry. Oh no, it shows an X on here too, though. What the fuck? On a Nintendo 64. Oh, I'm looking way off. Okay. It's down on the control stick and left C for a somersault. Okay.
There we go. Yeah.
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 Rad. All right. Hit X button. What the fuck? It's on 3DS, but I guess there's a Nintendo 64 mode for controls and a 3DS mode for controls. I would like this game on my 3DS. Like, even though I own it on the regular console, this would be super fun to play on a road trip. I'm taking a bus trip with Eric Schmiel coming up soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're gonna go to just DC, so it's only a couple hours. But there's a YouTube meetup, YouTube Creator Academy event next month. This month now. It's probably like right around like when this episode comes out or before it. But they had invited us. You and I signed up. Eric signed up, and then they were like, after we signed up, they rejected us.
Yes.
The email said invite. They said you are invited to attend. Then rejected us because our channel's too small. So I got pissed. I went to social media and went to Reddit and made posts and stuff. One of the Google employees actually contacted me and was like, "Hey, can you forward me those emails? This shouldn't have happened." And we got re-invited, but to a prior event. So like, the event that we were going to go to was a Friday-Saturday event. Now we're invited to a Thursday event, and I'm really wondering if they were just like, oh shit, we accidentally invited people, we pissed people off, what are we going to do? We'll just make up like a shitty extra event. Yeah. And we're just going to go and it's going to be like some cookies and some lemonade and, you know, 10 YouTubers of our channel size awkwardly talking to each other or something, right. And they're going to call it like a meet and greet. I don't know what it's going to be. It takes the whole day. But we're going to go up. We're going to play some 3DS games on the way. And we're going to see what YouTube has to offer small channels. And then we're going to go home on a bus that night. And hopefully it won't be a complete disaster.
Yeah.
But I will certainly be telling people about it. I'm sure Eric will do a vlog or something. We also had Eric, because you're not going, and it wouldn't have mattered if you were, but because you're not going after that debacle, Eric signed up as our channel because his channel was too small for the next one. Because he wasn't technically invited in the first go. I just sent him our invite. So he's a member of Instant Replay Live secretly now, which I'm fine with. If you're out there and you want to be a member of Instant Replay Live, just tell people you are.
Right.
Just tell everyone.
We have very low standards.
Yeah, you're in.
So
if you've watched this far in this episode after I rambled on about pro social gaming and Joe died, you're definitely in. You made it.
You're in too deep, actually. Yeah. Get out.
you.
Why are you still here?
Instant Replay Live has borrowed a lot of money from a lot of rough people. You now owe them that money.
Yeah, you made a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, you're way in debt. But thanks for joining and taking that. I'm gonna leave.
All right.
I'm gonna leave the channel, and you handle that from now on. You crazy viewer. You crazy viewer. You. What a weird thing to say.
So this is something I hate also about this level. So Slippy or Peppy, I'm glad I still got him around. He tells you to blow up the planet's core. Whenever you shoot these things, the planet's core, the core of this ship. Whenever you shoot these things, they start shooting out little lasers.
Yeah,
because they're like shooting out sparks, and that just makes the level harder.
Yeah.
So if you actually listen to your ally,
it gets more difficult.
Worse. Okay.
Did you defeated Wolf? I didn't even notice. I saw it.
I was busy having the dogfight of my life.
Look, man.
As you just go on about your science. Science didn't help these ships fly, Nick.
No? I'm pretty sure it did.
What do you mean?
I think science was involved. Can you bomb that and like shoot two of them at the same time?
I don't pilot this joystick with equations, Nick.
Can you bomb that thing and shoot like multiple contact points?
I don't think bombs work on it.
Yeah, it does. Look at that. Oh my god, you hit so many.
Do work.
Just bomb the shit out of it. Maybe that's what I saved my bombs for, actually. I have memories of bombs making this level much easier.
Well, aren't you just a peach of trees?
Thanks. I probably just cheated and had infinite bombs. I don't remember. This is
There are
easy.
cheats like that?
I don't know. I'm just making it up. I have no idea.
Let's go ahead and do this. And is this? No, I
No,
did it a second ago. I'm trying to do the.
There you go.
Well, no, that was just because I reached too far. There's one that we turn around now, and I did it of my own volition, but I don't know.
Oh, it's
Oh, out of bombs.
It's well, this makes them look both like down C, so I don't understand. Oh, I'm sorry. It's down on the stick and down on C as well.
Right.
To do the turnaround, not the somersault. It's just a U-turn is what it's called here. Isn't there some like well-known fact that the barrel roll in this is not an actual barrel roll?
It's just spinning in place.
I'm gonna look it up. Star Fox barrel roll is not a barrel roll in Star Fox 64. That's what I'm typing. I typed 65. That didn't work. Showing results. Star Fox barrel roll isn't and wouldn't even help. Well, of course you can't deflect bullets by spinning your ship very quickly.
Unless you have R-wings.
Right, exactly. Like they're special.
I like that R-wings are just X-wings.
But they're not.
No, they're not. I mean, they look different, but right? But
Yeah.
like the whole entire like...
The naming.
Yeah.
Well, this is clearly the Death Star. I like how you flew through that after you defeated it.
Well, once you defeat a station, it doesn't have any material anymore.
Yeah.
That's just real physics.
Yeah.
That's science for you, Nick.
Yeah.
You tried to give me a science lesson. Let me give you a science lesson.
This is a Borg cube Death Star that you just destroyed.
So I got Peppy, which is kind of cool. Like the old guy and the leader going in for the final mission. That'll do for me.
Well, this was a long episode, but thank you for sticking it out through all of it. Next time on Instant Replay Live, we'll come back for a dramatic finale.
Venom, here we come.
Wow, wow. Really kick it.
Yo, plans, free stroke, Sonic Golf.
Sonic Golf.